Can I do my video, please? Can you go lay down, please? Go lay down. You're like literally in the screen. Come on, bud. Out. Good boy. Hi guys. Welcome to my channel. I'm Teresa, or welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video with me, I am not in my normal filming location. It is like 11:30 at night and it's currently 83. I have a little, my fan that I have, it has a temperature thing on it. It's cool, but it's 83 degrees in this house at 11:30 at night. That is not okay with me. And the thing is, I live in Portland. I live in the Pacific Northwest. We don't have air conditioning. Like, it's very rare. Sorry, the dog comes in. It's very, I wouldn't say rare, but it's more common than not for us to not have air conditioning, just because these kind of days, they're so uncommon for us to have heat like this for long periods of time that most people just, they're like, what's the point? Sorry if the dog is making appearances. And if you do hear the fan, again, I apologize, but I only have one going right now and it's kind of sounding like quiet mode. Hopefully this video is okay, you guys, because for one, I'm in a different location, lighting is different. I'm filming in the middle of the night, so I have no natural lighting. We're just gonna have to kind of run with it. And if the exposure's off, if the sound's weird, if the dog decides to knock the camera over, it just is what it is. This is just my life, so welcome. Okay, so today we are doing round 3 of Jurassic Ranger. Not Jurassic Ranger. Go lay down. Round 3 of Jurassic TBR, my TBR game that I made. There you can get a good look at it there. This poor board, like seriously, this is only the 3rd month doing it, and it's already even like ripped and dog footprints and slobber, and I'm just like, I need to redo this already and kind of maybe put it on a little bit like stronger board. It's a little more puppy proof, I guess I should say. But yeah guys, round 3, and I'm really excited. So along with my Jurassic TBR, I have a couple readathons, at least one readathon I'm taking place in. I'm doing the magical readathon that G from Book Roast is hosting. It's Aurelium. It's really cool. I took place for the spring Equinox. It's like you build your character and basically you're going to like this magic school, and it used to be based on Harry Potter, but she completely redid everything and made it all her own. It's brilliant. I'm gonna put this down while I'm talking to y'all. It's so good, and so I will link G's announcement video and everything down below. My character, I'm trying to remember, my character's name is Freya, and I think like half earthling, half human, I think. But my character is studying to be a beast master, and she's also minoring in herbology, which actually works out really good because majority of the prompts cross over, so it works for me. Let me adjust I feel like I'm like, the camera's a little weird, hang on. Okay, I feel that's a little bit better. I felt like I was like too not framed correctly. Yeah, so my character Freya and we passed the spring equinox, and so now we're on to autumn, and autumn is going to be a little bit more difficult than spring. Spring was kind of just like a warm-up to get you into it, and autumn's going to be like, woo, let's go. So I think I have 8 books that I have to read for that, and so as I'm playing my game, I'm going to try and incorporate those books into my game because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to read in August. And the reason for that, this is a bit of a long story, but I'll try to condense it and keep it short so you guys aren't here all day. Back in 2017, I was in a head-on car accident. I was turning this way and this car was turning this way, so we would have, you know, parallel each other. But they took way too wide of a turn and my light was green, so I'm like accelerating, and they came around the corner and hit me head on. And it was literally to the point of like, driver, like this is the driver, this is me. We were facing each other like this. Like I looked directly into their eyes. So they kind of hit me, you know, on the side here. Still head on, but like, you know. I think that really saved me, to be honest, because I think if it would have hit like full force directly head on, I probably would have been a lot more injured than I was. The paramedics and everyone were like, you're really lucky that you are not more injured than you are. And at first I thought that these people just lost control of their car until they ran. And yeah, that was not a fun experience. And then as I'm about ready to call 911, I look up and there's a cop car and I'm thinking, oh cool, the cop just happened to see it. No, these people were running from the police. So I just happened to get in their way. That was back in 2017, caused a lot of problems for my health. For those of you who don't know, I am chronically ill, but it brought my Lyme disease out of remission. I got whiplash, a bulge disc in my back, herniated disc in my back, whiplash, neck issues with my hip, so many problems. Anyways, they're finally charging the guy that they caught that hit me. Well, that they say hit me. There's some discrepancies there, which I won't go into. But they say this guy hit me. They caught him. They're charging him. They caught him they arrested him in 2018. And this was December 2017 that I got hit. It is now August of 2022, and the trial is supposedly set for the beginning of the month. And the reason why I say supposedly is because this is the third or fourth time they've rescheduled the trial already. So there's a very strong possibility that they will be rescheduling again. I'm supposed to call the night before and make sure that it's still going on. And I personally am not charging him. It's actually the county is going after him, but I have to be there because I'm the witness, because I was the one that got hit. So while they're not, I'm not charging him, they are, I don't even know if it's on my behalf because I'm not getting anything out of it, I don't think. I have no idea. The Portland justice system is really screwed up, really screwed up. It was screwed up before 2020 and all the riots and all the nasty happened. So yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Anyways, this is supposed to be my TBR video. So yeah, I'm possibly going to be in court. I say there's literally a 50-50 chance at this point whether or not I'm going to be in court. I have no idea what that looks like. I've never been a witness in a case before. I've never been to a court case before. This guy's actually being tried, and there's other things they're going after him for too. It's not just hitting me. There's drugs and running from the police and all the different things. Anyways, I have no idea how much time I'm actually going to be able to read. I'm hoping the case I just go there and most of my day will just be hanging out waiting for it to happen. I can read my books. But like I said, I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. And so I'm really hoping that Jurassic TBR is nice to me this month, because I need a short TBR to hopefully be able to just keep things, good so that I can get my books read. Anyways, let's move on. So all of that said, let's talk about July. Yeah, I did not do good at all in July. I did not read hardly at all, let alone the books. All the books I read were on my TBR, but I didn't really read much. The main reason for this is because beginning of the month, if you see, I posted a video yesterday, a 25 questions about me video. Go check that out. I'll explain a little bit more in there. Beginning of the month I was traveling, and then the day I got home, I got sick with COVID. So yeah, I'm still recovering. You might be able to hear my voice sometimes a little scratchy occasionally. I'm currently negative. Thank goodness I finally tested negative, but I'm still feeling some of the residual effects. So I didn't really read. All I wanted to do when I was sick was watch YouTube. That's literally all I wanted to do. So yeah, and then I forgot to grab the books to show you guys what I read. So sorry, this video is not going to be the most put together, but again, it's warm and I'm recovering from being sick, so it is what it is. Okay, so I'm just going to go through real quick the books or the prompts that I did. I picked number 1. I got a mood read, and I haven't read anything for that. Surprisingly enough, I really haven't read anything for that. Oh, another thing I'm going to do, which is sorry, this video is going to be long, guys. I apologize. It just is what it is. Since I'm not taking punishments for my TBR, what I'm going to do is, if I don't complete a prompt, and it's specifically a card prompt. So what I mean by a card prompt is a Mr. DNA card, or the Jurassic TBR card. If I don't complete that specifically, versus if I land on own TBR or thriller or fantasy, I'm going to put those cards back in the deck. And I have a huge stack. I have 60 cards of each thing as my cards are flying away. So I really want to not repeat things, because I want to be able to get through my deck in a timely manner. But I kind of thought, well, if I don't complete it, I'm just gonna put it back in. And then also, if I get something I have sister pick, boyfriend pick, friend pick, pet pick, those kind of things, I really love those prompts, and so they're gonna be recycled back into the deck as well. So I might get those more often. But if I complete it, it's going out of the deck. If I don't complete it, it's going back in the deck. Okay, so mood read. That was a card. It's going back in the deck. Then I landed on Own TBR, and the book for that was Crow Lake. Did not read that. Then I landed on Fantasy, The Diviners. I did not read that. Then I landed on Own TBR, and I picked The Wife Upstairs. I did read that. Next, we had a sister pick, and she chose Phantom Heart by Kelly Craig. Did not read this. So this card will go back in the pile to be recycled and see if it comes up again until I use it. After that was another thriller, and I picked The Guide, and I did read that. Then I had a card for a new release, which I picked Together We Burn. Did not read that. Then we have a card for Book of the Month, a Book of the Month book, and I picked The Collective, and I did read that. Next, we drew a card for a quick read, and I did read Where the Drowned Girls Go. And then after that, I drew a card that was a book that won an award, and I picked Lab Girl, and I did read that. And my very last prompt that I landed on was my Own TBR, and I chose my random generator chose Real Easy, and I have not read that. Okay, so that's it. That's all of the pre-game stuff. So let's get into the actual game itself. Let's go. Okay, and like always, we have Ellie Sattler here, who is going to come with us to try and escape Jurassic TBR. Also, guys, sorry if when I'm like showing you things, I'm like showing them like way over here or way over here, because in my line of vision, right here on the camera, this part right here, I can't see because that's where the tripod is holding the screen. So just, you know, it is what it is. So sorry if I'm like showing you it like at weird angles, but let's go ahead and do our first roll for Jurassic TBR round 3. Roll number 1. And we have a 3. 1, 2, 3. That is a Mr. TBR card. All right. Starting off good. Let's see. What do we got here? We have a book club pick, or book club book. So first roll, we landed on a Mr. TBR card, and the one that I drew was Book Club Book. So basically what this means for this, I'm not a part of a book club. What this means for this is I have to find a book club online through Goodreads, through Instagram, through YouTube, whatever. Somebody's book club that they're out there in the world doing. And I basically just read the book that they're choosing to read for their book club this month. Hope that makes sense. So there is a book club, like a Christian, some of the Christian booktubers that I have recently started watching. They have like their own kind of book club that they do, and book lover Amanda is part of it, and she's kind of opened it up to her community of just like that, you know, you can read along with it and discuss the books with her personally. And this month they've chosen to read a book of the Bible, which is Galatians, which is really cool because they're kind of like talking about how a lot of times we get so focused on reading fiction, even if we're reading Christian fiction, biblical fiction, whatever, that we neglect our Bible. And so this month they're like, let's read Galatians. And so I was like, oh my gosh, that's really actually super cool, because I've been really wanting to physically read my Bible a lot more. I've been listening to it on like my phone, but to actually physically sit down and read it. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to read the book of Galatians from the New Testament in the Bible for my book club pick, because that's the book that they're choosing. So that's the book I'm going to read, guys. All right, roll number 2. And we have a 1. Hopefully this month goes much better than last month. I just had way too many. So 1, owned TBR. Next up, we landed on owned TBR. So that means I have to go to my Excel spreadsheet, pick a random number or do a random number generator, and whatever number it lands on is the book I'm going to be reading. Okay, so as you can see, I have 308 books here, 308. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and see, because, yeah, number 1. So we got to start with number 2. So it has to be 2 through 308. So I put into my random number generator, 2 and 308, and let's generate. 224. Okay. Let's go find 224 and see what I got. Okay, let's make sure that's Tro 224. Yep. Okay, it looks like Arula's Colors by Jeffrey Overstreet. And then, as you hopefully saw, it chose for me Arula's Colors, and this is by Jeffrey Overstreet. And I do believe this is Christian fiction. Could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And I'm just gonna read the little bit of the, like the little blurry thing here. It says, as a baby, she was rescued by thieves. As a girl, she has a dangerous gift. Call before the king, she might bring down the kingdom. And then the first little bit says, when thieves find an abandoned child lying in a monster's footprint, they have no idea that their wilderness discovery will change the course of history. So it's kind of like a suspenseful fantasy, and I believe this is part of a trilogy. I can't remember. I could be wrong. But I'm gonna read it and find out and see what I think. I had way too many books on my TBR last month, and just with me being sick, it was hard to read them all, so I need to invest in like a D8 or a D12 or something, because this game could take forever. Okay, rule number 3. Rule number 3 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're gonna add another Mr. TBR card. I swear this game loves these cards. Which, like, I mean, honestly, I'm not mad about. Okay, and the card is shortest on TBR. Sweet, that'll be really easy. Okay, we landed on Mr. TBR, and it was shortest on TBR, which this is great because, like I said, I might not have a whole lot of reading time this month. So let me check my spreadsheet and find out what the shortest of my TBR is. Okay, so I have this book. This is Dusted by Stars by G.A. Mathis. This was sent to me by a Goodreads giveaway, but there's actually 2 books in here. And the second book, which is technically the shortest, is this one right here, which is The Death of David Pickett. All I really know is that it's like a really short sci-fi, and there are like some illustrations and stuff in here. It's like you do have illustrations. I don't really know what this is about. I probably will end up reading just this whole thing, which is 2 stories, just because like it's really not that long at all. Like, I think the whole thing is 116 pages. So we'll see. But technically, the shortest is this one right here, which is a part of this book. So that's what I'm going to be reading for that. Roll number 4. Roll number 4 is a 5. We like these big numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's a thriller. I got on thriller. This is great because I love thrillers in the summer. So I'm picking a book that my original game picked for me in June that I never got around to reading. And that's My Summer Darlings by May Cobb. This book, I mean, look at the cover, you guys. This is like the perfect summer thriller. All I know about this is it says 3 lifelong friends plus a dangerous, sexy new stranger in town add up to a scorching summer of manipulation, obsession, and murder. That's all I know about this book, all I want about this book. I was supposed to read this in June, never got around to it, so I'm hoping to read this in August when it is really hot. I think it would be kind of a very fitting for right now. Roll number 6. Ooh, sweet. It's another 5. Maybe this game, at least this dice heard me about needing a new dice, and it's like, no, I will behave for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's fantasy. And then roll number 5, we landed on fantasy. And so I'm choosing to read Nell and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the year. I have heard a few people talking about it, specifically Elle from Elliot Brooks has been gushing about this book. Apparently it's super funny. Like, it's a fantasy, like, or kind of like a fairy tale, like a grim fairy tale, but it's got humor. And I know it has like a witch, or the main character is a witch, and then there's like a chicken. That, I don't know. It sounds amazing. The cover is beautiful. It's a shorter book. Again, another short book, so that's really good for me. And I have it on audiobook and it's due in a few days. So that's probably gonna be the very first book I'm gonna read. On the 1st, I'm just gonna go ahead and read it because it's almost due at the library. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna pick this one. Roll number 6. Look at that, y'all. It's a 6. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we landed on thriller once again. Okay, moving along. Roll number 6 was also a thriller. And I'm picking another one that kind of seems like a fun summer thriller. And that's Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins. So I just read The Wife Upstairs, which she wrote before this book. This is her new release. Let me see. It says, 1 island, 6 visitors, countless secrets. Beautiful, wild, and strange. Moreau Island is a desolate spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean with a mysterious history of shipwrecks, cannibalism, and even rumors of murder. It's a perfect destination for the most adventurous traveler to escape everything, except the truth. 6 stunning 20-something-year-olds are about to embark on a blissful, free-spirited journey, one filled with sun-drenched days and intoxicating nights. But as it becomes clear that the group is even more cut off from civilization than they initially thought, it starts to feel like the island itself is closing in, sending them on a dangerous spiral of discovery. And I'm not gonna read anymore, so I'm hoping this will be like another fun summer read. I wonder if we're gonna get any Jurassic TBR cards this month. Roll number 7. Roll number 7 is a 5. And we hit fantasy one more time. And then we landed on fantasy again for roll number 7. And we're really close to the end. So let's hope that I can roll a 4, because I really want to be able to finish this up and just have the least amount of books on my TBR as possible. So for fantasy, I don't actually have the exact book, but I have this one. This is Mark of the Raven by Morgan L. Boos. And this is the book 1. I'm actually on book 3 in the series. I don't have book 2 or book 3, but I do have book 1. That's why I'm showing it to you. This is a really fun, this is a Christian fantasy, and it's basically about a girl who can go into people's dreams and change their dreams. Throughout the series, it's a lot of political, like her house, the Ravenwood house, used to be the most powerful in the kingdom, and then there was like a war, and now they're kind of like nothing. And her mom is trying to scheme and use her daughter to manipulate her daughter to do her bidding kind of thing, to put their house back on top. And the daughter, who is the main character, Lady Celine, is not too sure she wants to do her mom's bidding. And so now I'm on book 3, and I believe it is a trilogy. So I think that came out last year. I never got around to reading it, so I'm really excited to read it this month. Okay, so as my rule states, I have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to roll a 4 to win the game. If I roll anything other than a 4, I go back the number of spaces that I roll. So let's see if I can get a 4 and get a short TBR this month. Ah! And I got a 4! Look at that! Well, that's the first time that I've done that. 1, 2, 3, 4. There! Sweet! Game's done. We escaped Jurassic TBR. You guys, we finished the game. What? 8 rolls, we're done. Whew, that was actually really fun. Normally I would have been like, man, I want to go a little bit longer, but like seriously, like I said, because this month is gonna be crazy, I'm so glad that we got the exact roll to escape Jurassic TBR. Okay, so that means though that I'm gonna have to pick at least one more book, because I need 8 books. I have 7 books. I need 8 for my Aurelium Magical Readathon TBR. So let me figure out what I need to read, and I will be right back with you. Okay, so like I had said in the first place, my character is going to be a Beastmaster with a degree in herbology. And so we have the syllabus. This is so cool, you guys. Just go check out G's channel. If you haven't participated in this yet, but you want to, you totally can. It's kind of continuing from the spring, but like you can still just jump in. Like she's totally cool with that. And so the way this works is to be able to pass your class. So my paper got a little bit wet. My dog spilled my water. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but you have like prompts here, and basically you have O, D, and Q, And the way it works is if you have, like, say this, I need to read an O in environmental studies, a D in animal studies, an O in alchemy, and a Q in restoration. So for O, it goes O, Q, D. You just read O. If you need a Q, you read O and then you read Q. You need a D, you read 3 books. So you're either going to read 1, 2, or 3 books per class. And that means that, like I said, I have to have 8 because I'm reading 7 for a Beastmaster, and only one of the books or one of the courses does not transfer over. So then I have to read 8 to be able to get both of these. But I really want to be the Beastmaster, so if I don't read this 8th book, I'm not going to be that worried about it. So we have a syllabus that tells you all of what you're doing. So let me go through and read off the prompts that I need. Okay, so for Beastmaster, I need to have an O in environmental studies, which means that this class is element of water. Start a book with a drink. I'm picking my summer darlings for this prompt because, as you can tell, there are maraschino cherries on the cover, and this is like one of those little sort of things that you put in like cocktails or martinis or margarita, whatever. I'm not a drinker, I don't know, but I think it's cocktails. Or anyways, I'm gonna be reading this for this prompt, and I will just have like a glass of water or a Powerade or something when I'm reading this, so this will be my book with a drink. Then I have to get a D in animal studies, which means I have to read 3 books for this class. So for O, I need is study of familiars, and this is to read a book with a familiar or an animal companion. And I'm going to be reading Nettle and Bone for this prompt because there is a chicken. And I'm guessing from the sounds of it, the chicken goes with them on this adventure, so therefore it's an animal companion, so I'm reading that for this prompt. Next is Q, which is Familiar's Raven. A raven on the cover, or the word raven in the title. And I am reading not Mark of the Raven, but City of the Raven, which the word raven is in the title. D is Familiar's Hair. So for this, I have to read a book with a rabbit on the cover or in the title. And this is legitimately the only book that I own that has a rabbit on it. And this is Alice in Zombieland. This is by Gina Showalter. And if you see on the spine, if it'll focus, there's a little bunny. And on the back, you also have a bunny. So there are bunnies on the cover of this one. And this is basically a Alice in Wonderland retelling, but with zombies. So yeah, this I think is gonna be really fun. Okay, I'm moving on to my next class. I need an O in alchemy. An O is basics of poisons, and I have to read a book on someone's worst list that you think you might like. I actually forgot to pick a book for this. Shoot, I forgot to pick a book for this. So let me do that, and I will go ahead and just insert a picture here. So whatever picture you're seeing is a book on someone's worst list. I will link their video down below. You guys can check it out, so you can find, basically you just gotta go find like worst of the year or top 10 worst books of the year thing and pick a book off there that you think that you actually are going to enjoy and read that one. So yeah, whatever is showing here is the book I'm going to be reading. And then last for Beastmaster, I need a Q in restoration. So that is object restoration is O, and this I have to read a book with a single object as the focus on the cover. I'm going to be rolling over a book from last month, and that's Phantom Heart by Kelly Craig. As you all can see, the mask is the main focus. Like there's roses and stuff, but like obviously the main focus is the mask. So I'm using this, and hopefully I will be able to read this month since I wasn't able to read it last month. And then Q is Enchanted Scroll Mending, which is one of the oldest books on my TBR. And this is probably the 3rd or 4th oldest book that I have on my TBR. I didn't feel like reading any like classics. So I'm gonna be reading The Screwtape Letters by C.S. Lewis. I believe this was originally written in the 40s. Yeah, it looks like it was written in 1959. So it's pretty old. Yeah, it's one of the oldest on my TBR, and it doesn't say the oldest, it just says one of the oldest. So I'm going to be finally reading Screwtape Letters because I have never read this yet, and I think it's like a staple in the Christian book world is this book. So I am very, very excited to finally read this book, and it's a short one. So again, should not take me very long because my TBR is already stacking up and it's gonna be crazy. Okay, so those are all the books that I have to read for the Beastmaster class. And if I finish all of those, I will be happy. If I don't get this last book, it's okay. I'm not going to be that ton up about it, though this next book is really fun, so I probably will read it probably before some of these other ones. So anyways, so I need a Q in Restoration, which, like I said, is the single object. So this one works for Beastmaster and Herbologist. And then one of the oldest books in my TBR, so this one again works for Beastmaster and Herbologist. And they also need a Q in Alchemy. So I already have O in Alchemy, which is the one that like someone's worst list I have to pick off of. And then a Q in Alchemy is Poison Acidic Amber, which is Read in Orange book. Book I'm choosing to read is The Science of Jurassic Park and the Lost World, or How to Build a Dinosaur. And this is by Rob DeSalle and David Lindley. And as you guys can see, although it's not an orange book, there is quite a bit of orange on the book. And there's actually amber, which I mean the class is acidic amber. So I thought, hey, that works perfectly. And then on the back, you can see there's lots of orange writing. The writing is, this is basically just a nonfiction book that talks about, like, could it really happen? Could modern scientists use cutting-edge laboratory techniques really clone living, breathing, hungry dinosaurs and populate a true-to-life Jurassic Park? So this is basically just, again, pretty self-explanatory, the science of the books. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. Look how cool this cover is, by the way, if it'll focus on the cover or not on me. I'm really excited. So I'm like, I have a feeling this is going to be one of my next reads. So yeah, anyways, that's it. There we go. That's my TBR. So while I said I wanted to keep this month short, y'all, I'm gonna be reading, these are the physical books. I mean, this one obviously is being replaced with the, you know, it's just a stand-in, but still. These are the physical books that I'm gonna be reading. Well, the book of Galatians is physical because it's in the Bible. And then I have Nail and Bone, and then whatever other book is on the worst list. I don't know if it's gonna be a physical or an audiobook. But yeah, you guys, so 12 books altogether, even though I was saying how I want this to be a short month. Jurassic TBR was very kind to me and only gave me 7 books. So I added 5. So I'm going to try and read my Jurassic TBR books, prioritize those ones just because that's the game. And then, yeah, the rest of these guys. And luckily, like I said, okay, some of these are short. Like this one is like a novella, basically. There's like 2 in 1 in here. The Bible, like Galatians, I will actually like study it. So it's not just like reading it because I can read it. It's only a couple chapters. It's not that long. So I could read it in one sitting, but I'm actually gonna like study it. But I do that like on a daily basis anyways. So it's just picking a specific book I want to study in the Bible. So that's really not adding much. Like Screwtape Letters it's super short, you guys. This is a nonfiction, but it's also really short. So thankfully I have a very good TBR this month. And then these 2 thrillers, which are also not very long, realistically. And I probably will listen to them on audiobook as well. Those will go by really fast. I can pump these out each in a day. So yeah, actually, I'm really excited for this TBR. I think it's going to be a good one. Wish me luck at court if I end up going. Like I said, I won't know until literally the night before if I'm going or not. And then I have to be there at 8 a.m., which sucks. Probably going to hang out all day before the trial even starts, before they even need me. I don't even know. This is like, it's so convoluted. Like, legitimately, no one has even talked to me about anything. Like, I don't know if I'm being called to the stand. I don't know. I have no clue. All I know is I need to be there. So I'm going to be there. I mean, I would want to be there anyways, even if I wasn't subpoenaed, because I kind of am curious to see what the police say, what the case is against this guy, because I don't want to say anything other than the fact that just like Portland government is really crappy. So we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, guys, that is what it is. And yeah, there is my Jurassic TBR and my Aurelium TBR. Pretty good this month. I think I'm in a good place, as long as my health is getting better, as long as I don't get sick again. Cross your fingers, knock on wood. Jurassic TBR round 3 is complete, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Oh, make sure you guys, if you like this video, please do like this video, thumbs up it, subscribe if you want to see more content by me. I am in the process of getting more videos out soon and I'm really excited. So I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye guys.